Friday about being excited just for this opportunity, and especially with the Vikings, just wondering kind of what your emotions were today and then what that first series felt like.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of emotions I had to channel. Running out there, it's been a while since getting a chance to do this, but then obviously being in the purple and gold means a little extra something to me personally. So, I definitely had a lot of emotions, but was able to channel them to the best of my ability, go out there and have a lot of fun with those guys. And that's what it was. It was a ton of fun. Also a ton of fun watching the defense play like that. Always helps. I think it was 5 turnovers or whatever. So that definitely made it a little easier for the whole squad. But it was all I can say is I had a blast out there.
How important was it for you to set the tone early on that first drive and kind of do what you did?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was big for me personally, but big for this team. I think that's something that we've been maybe lacking a little bit. So it's something we've talked about is starting fast, and finding our identity in a game quickly. And I thought the guys, really the O-line kind of set that tone right away, both with the run game. I mean, JP wasn't getting hit till he was 10 yards downfield, it felt like early on. And so just with that, but then protecting me early in that drive, it was fun to go out there and just go right down the field like that and set the tone early and then kind of let our defense dig in.
Carson, it looked like you were comfortable out there all game. Did you feel a comfort level even though you haven't been here terribly long?
Yeah, I did. It felt like football again, which was fun. Once that kickoff happened, it just felt like another game going out there. And so, like I said, I was able to channel all those emotions, just go play. Did I play a perfect game? By no means. There's definitely plays I want back. Took a couple sacks. I can't be doing that, So there's still a lot to learn. But anytime you come away with a win like that, it's hard to win in this league. So it's fun to get them when you can.
Carson, Kale said you reminded him of a point guard, the way you kind of were distributing the ball. Did it feel like that? You kind of got in a rhythm as the game went on with your personnel?
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously – that's what I want to do when I go out there. I mean, I don't want to be the one making the plays. I just want to get it to these playmakers. That's always been my philosophy. And we got some good ones here. And that's been fun just seeing them work in practice. It's only been a couple weeks, obviously, but seeing it live in a game like today, even Jets just catching a little deep slant and turning it into whatever he did, 30, 40 yards. It's fun for me to see that because my job is just 1, 2, 3, throw it and let them do the hard work. And so that's really the goal every time. I don't want to be running around trying to make plays. It happens, but it's fun to kind of see that and see those guys come to life like that.
Carson, what were the emotions out of the tunnel when you go over to your girls and you guys had that moment?
Yeah, it's been now we've been doing that in a couple different uniforms, but that moment as a family was pretty special. It always is. It's something I don't take for granted. Seeing my beautiful wife and my beautiful 3 little girls standing there, they are so fired up to come to these games. They're already doing the Skol chants. They got it down. So for me to come out and just get that breath of fresh air with just my family, remind me to put my brain and my mind in that perspective of there's so much more to life than just this football game. That kind of helps me have a comfort when I go out and play with a little sense of peace that's a little different. So seeing them, that meant a lot, always does to me.
What you talked about with Ziggy, you talked with the owners briefly after meeting with your family. Would you chat with him about it?
Yeah, nothing in particular, but it was fun to talk to him. I've talked to him now a couple times, and again, grew up cheering for this team, so it's pretty special. Even just chatting with him pregame quickly and getting this opportunity.
What was it like playing with Justin for the first time, and maybe some of the unique ways that teams cover him?
Yeah, he's pretty good. That's the obvious statement, but it definitely presents teams are without a doubt aware of him, and you get some unique coverages that quite frankly I've probably never seen in my now 10 years, just because of who he is and the attention he draws. And so there's some different coverages that teams are throwing at us, and I've seen that on film already. And so it'll be interesting to see how teams want to keep trying to stop him. Thankfully, we have a plethora of options, which is pretty fun. Fun to be the guy pulling the trigger to all these other guys. So, but yeah, he's pretty dang good, and so it was fun to get out there and finally connect with him.
Carson, you mentioned the play that Justin extended. I guess just what is it like when you have a receiver of his caliber who's so willing to basically run a guy over and take that contact?
Yeah, I mean, just seeing him do that is obviously pretty special, but I think just seeing him do that as far as being a leader on this team speaks volumes of that. He wants to not only make the catches, but he wants to win. He's going to do everything he can to help this team win, and I see that in practice. I see it with how hard he practices. Guys I've been around some really good players in my career, and he works as hard as any of them. And so I respect that about him. And again, it's only been a couple weeks since I've been here, but that's something I noticed pretty quickly. So the leadership that he brings to the table, not only is he as good as he is, but he works as hard as he does. And when those two things go hand in hand, it's tough to stop.
Being a new guy, how much easier does it make it for you when your cornerback has 2 touchdowns on defense?
It's terrific. It's terrific. I mean, for a while there, I don't think we were on the field, and we scored a couple touchdowns. I didn't have to do anything. That's great. That's great. I'm not sure nobody's ever seen a performance like that. So that makes it real nice early in a game like that to settle in, especially after we already kind of did go down and score. To see them do that, our defense is pretty nasty.
What's so special about the way Jordan Mason runs? I mean, he's not afraid to go right up the middle, even if there's only a little bit of a hole and all that.
Yeah, he runs hard, and obviously that's pretty clear to see. But I think defenses will be, they don't want to come downhill and tackle him either. And he runs hard, and the O-line did a great job of opening those gaps and getting him into the second level. And if I was playing safety, I wouldn't want to come downhill and tackle him. So, and he does all the other little things well too. He, pass protects really well, catches it out of the backfield. He's really on his stuff. So I can't say enough good things about him. It was fun to see him kind of slashing out there today.
Kevin mentioned during the week that you had told him you came here because of the plays, and you kind of wanted the plays that he had. Is this what you would envision when you came here, and why the decision to be a Viking?
Yeah, just something I'd seen, in my last couple of years of him being a play caller and head coach, is just the way he's always able to move the football and be successful. And so that was a big part of wanting to come here, was working with him, but also just this roster. And so getting to see it up close and personal today. Obviously, it was only 3 quarters, which was weird. Didn't expect that one. But it was fun to kind of just get our feet wet, so to speak, and looking forward to the next one.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.